Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 18th October 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. First, let us start with finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, starting from half yearly. For half yearly time frame, let us find the stocks near half yearly demand zone. One stock is filtered. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So I request you pause the video once you study the report, and then you can proceed with the next report. And if you don't understand how to study this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. There I have explained each and every column in detail. Okay, next for half yearly time frame, let us find the stocks near half yearly supply zone. One stock is filtered near to the half yearly supply zone. Next time frame is quarterly. Let's find the stocks near quarterly demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for quarterly time frame, let's find the stocks near quarterly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is monthly. Let's find the stocks near monthly demand zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next, for monthly time frame, let's find the stocks near monthly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is weekly. Let's find the stocks near weekly demand zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Next, for weekly time frame, let's find the stocks near weekly supply zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is a daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near daily demand zone. 2 stocks are filtered. And Asian Paint is a high liquidity daily demand zone. You need to look for a fresh fine-tuned 5-minute zone to plan your trade. And it is also having high liquidity supply zone. Both. Either side you can get opportunity. But the reward is almost 10%. So entering into the supply zone is not easy. You need to plan your trade in the demand zone only. See, if the reward is like 1% or 1.5%, at the time you may get trade opportunities in both the sides. When the reward is very high, that means to get a short trade tomorrow, the price should move by 11%. It's not easy. It's not practical. So that's why plan your trade in the high liquidity demand zone, and also it is listed near to the high liquidity demand zone. PL is piercer zone. Okay, next we identified one high liquidity daily zone from this list. Next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near daily supply zone. 13 stocks are filtered. Let's identify any high liquidity supply zones from this list. This is NIFTY IT, it is an indices, so you can't plan a trade. NTPC is a high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We have only one valid high liquidity supply zone from this list. Okay, next time frame is 125 minutes. So let's find the stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Next, for 125 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity zones from this list. Balakrishna Industries is a high liquidity 75 minute zone. India Mart is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. That's it. We have 2 valid high liquidity demand zones from this list, but always remember you should plan by looking for fresh fine-tuned 5 minute zones or maybe aggressive trade setups if any. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 75 minute supply zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity 75 minute supply zones from this list. Astral is having a high liquidity 75 minute supply zone. It is also having a high liquidity demand zone. You may get trade opportunities on either side. Next, Federal Bank is having a high liquidity supply zone. Naukri is having a high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified 3 high liquidity 75 minute supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 25 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Next, for 25 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 25 minute supply zone. 11 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Let's identify if any of these 15 minute zones are having a zone confluence with ITF time frame. That is 15 minutes demand zone confluence with 75 minutes demand zone. So here in the demand zone confluence, I am enabling the 15 minutes demand zone confluence with 75 minutes demand zone filter. Let's verify. These 4 stocks are having ITF confluence. That means 15 minutes demand zones are part of the 75 minutes demand zones. Okay, next for 15 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 15 minute supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any of these supply zones are having ITF confluence, ITF supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. Filter is enabled. Let's verify. Only 1 stock is having ITF confluence. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. 11 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any of these 11 stocks are having ITF confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. 2 stocks are filtered. That means 5 minute zone. These 5 minute zones are part of the 15 minute zones. Okay, next for 5 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 5 minute supply zone. 4 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any of these 4 stocks are having a ITF supply zone confluence. That is a 5 minute supply zone confluence with 15 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. So let's verify. 1 stock is filtered. So this 5 minute supply zone is part of the 15 minute supply zone. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones. Next, let us generate a NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let me start with a monthly time frame. So I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zone, and look into the pierced column to verify any of these zones are pierced, and also look into the LTF trend to identify the trend of the time frame you have selected. So this is the monthly trend is LTF trend, and 1 time frame higher, that is quarterly, 1 more time frame higher, that is yearly. This is the way you should understand remaining reports, and also you should not forget to pause each of these reports before you move on to the next report, because I am giving you only few seconds time. Okay, next time frame is weekly. I am generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next time frame is a daily. I am generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next time frame is 125 minutes. I am generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. I am generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next time frame is 25 minutes. I am generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. I am generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next time frame is 1 minute. Sorry, 1 minute not generating. 1 minute is not enabled. So next, let us generate for BANKNIFTY. We have completed NIFTY. So BANKNIFTY. Something wrong. Okay. So NIFTY, earlier it was NIFTY Bank. Starting from monthly time frame, I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is daily, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is 125 minutes, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. And the last time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. So this is about BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. With this we completed both NIFTY and BANKNIFTY. Next set of reports are about bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. First let's start with bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily for monthly income trade, and entry zone is the demand zone for bullish trade setup. And in bullish or bearish trade setup parameter, that is entry time frame daily, we have to select the parameter bullish. That indicates we are generating bullish trade setup. But the generated bullish trade setup zones we are filtering based on 3 parameters. One is the pierced count, zone achievement and minimum and enhanced score. So this daily demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at daily demand zone we are setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That indicates pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means the zone is not pierced. And zone achievement violated opposing zone, VOZ. And minimum odd enhancer score should always be 12 for bullish or bearish trade setups. With all the three filters, I am generating the report, and all the three filters are also applied to daily demand zone. They are applied to daily demand zone, not daily supply zone. That's why setting these parameters are very, very important. Okay, now let's filter. So these are the bullish trade setup stocks for monthly income trade. These are the first 16 stocks. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down to find the remaining. So total 21 stocks are filtered. All these 21 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, that is entry time frame daily. Okay, from these 21 stocks, we can further filter the high probability supported stocks. To find, we have to use different parameters, LTF, ITF combination, LTF, ITF, HTF, zone confluence combination we have to use. So first let us filter based on LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence for daily entry time frame, the LTF, ITF combination is a daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. That means daily demand zone should be part of the weekly demand zone. So I am enabling the filter. So let's verify. 14 stocks are filtered. All these 14 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, and also the entry time frame daily zones are part of the weekly zones. Weekly is ITF. Because the ITF trend is uptrend in the bullish trade setup, you can also check for weekly EMA confluence related zones, because the daily zone is part of the weekly zone. So in the EMA confluence weekly time frame, I am looking for weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Sorry, this is monthly EMA confluence. So weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. WEMAC means weekly EMA confluence. So let's filter. We got 9 stocks. All these 9 stocks are having ITF confluence, and also the ITF zones are having ITF EMA confluence. That is, weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence because daily zone is part of the weekly zone. And also weekly trend is uptrend because it is a bullish trade setup. So these 9 stocks are high probability setup supported stocks. Okay, next let us look for HTF confluence. LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. I have to remove this EMA filter. This EMA filter is applicable only for ITF zone confluence. So remove the EMA filter. So in the HTF confluence, LTF, ITF demand zone confluence is already enabled. That is the daily demand zone with weekly demand zone already we selected. Next, remaining 2 filters, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence, and also weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. Both these filters I enabled. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, now we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, daily zone is part of weekly, and both daily and weekly together part of the monthly zone. That means all zones are part of monthly zone. And in all the 3 stocks, monthly trend is uptrend. If these zones, any of these zones are having monthly EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. So let's verify. So in the EMA confluence at monthly time frame, the monthly demand zone is having monthly EMA confluence. The reason is the daily and weekly zones are part of the monthly, and also monthly trend is up. We are checking for this EMA confluence. All the 3 are having monthly EMA confluence. That means these 3 stocks are high probability setup supported stocks. Okay, this is about bullish and bearish. This is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame is daily, entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at daily, this time we are selecting bearish. Entry time frame bearish means we are instructing our software to generate bearish trade setup stocks. But those bearish trade setup stocks we have to filter with 3 filters. One is zone confluence, zone achievement, and minimum odd enhancer score. So the zone confluence, zone should not be, not zone confluence, pierced zones. Pierced zones, there should not be pierced zones. Zone achievement is violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score should be 12. And these filters should be applied to daily supply zone. So that's why in the pierced count at daily time frame, I am setting minimum value to 0, maximum value to 0. That means zone is not pierced. Zone achievement is violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score 12. And all the 3 filters are applied to daily supply zone. Let's filter. So currently there are no stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade with the selected 3 filters. Okay, next let us look for bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Weekly income trade entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone is a demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at 75 minutes time frame, that is entry time frame, we are selecting bullish. And this 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score should be 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. And we got 9 stocks. And all these 9 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 75 minutes. So in these demand zones, some of the stocks might be having high probability supported stocks. So first let us check LTF ITF combination, that is zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, LTF is a 75 minutes demand zone, ITF is a daily. So we are looking for 75 minutes demand zone confluence with daily demand zone supported stocks. So I enabled this filter. Now let's verify. We got 5 stocks. And all these 5 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. And also ITF zone is part of, LTF zone is part of the ITF zone. That means 75 minute zone is part of the daily zone. And the daily trend is up for all these stocks. If any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup supported stock. So let's verify. In the EMA confluence at daily time frame, I am verifying daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 2 stocks. These are the high probability setup supported stocks. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF combination, confluence combination. So I am removing EMA filter because this is only for LTF, ITF combination. So now I am enabling 2 more additional filters. Already 1 filter is enabled, so 2 more are required. That is 75 with the daily demand zone is already enabled. Next with the HTF 75 with the weekly demand zone confluence, and also daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we can get LTF, ITF, HTF confluence supported stocks. So 4 stocks are filtered. And these 4 stocks currently having LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. Both together again part of the weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up for 2 stocks, the second one and fourth one. In second and fourth, if any of these stocks are having a weekly EMA confluence, they are even more high probabilities supported. Sideways sideways EMA confluence does not give any extra advantage. Okay, in the EMA confluence, in the weekly time frame, weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled. 3 stocks are filtered. In that first one we can ignore because it is a sideways trend. And remaining 2, Page Industries and Wipro, they are having an uptrend and they are having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly demand zones. Why weekly demand zones? Because daily and 75 minutes and daily together are part of the weekly zone. That's why we are looking for weekly EMA confluence. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, let us look for bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. entry zone should be supply zone in bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes time frame. I am selecting bearish, and this 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score is 12, and all the 3 filters are applied to 75 minute supply zone. Now let's verify. We got 12 stocks. All these 12 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. Sorry, entry time frame 75 minutes. All these are all 75 minute zones. Now let's verify how many of these stocks are having a ITF confluence. That means 75 minute supply zone should be part of the daily supply zone. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, let's verify. We got 8 stocks, and all these 8 stocks, the 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone, because the daily supply zone trend is a downtrend, and if any of these stocks are having EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. So in the EMA confluence, daily time frame, I am selecting daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. I enable the filter. Let's verify. 5 stocks are filtered. In all these 5 stocks, the 75 minute zone is part of the daily zone, and the daily zones are having daily EMA confluence. So these are the high probability setup based on LTF, ITF and EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence for bearish trade setup weekly income trades. So I am removing this EMA filter. Now in the supply zone confluence, I need to add 2 more filters. That is 75 minute supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence, and also daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Already earlier we set 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone, that is already enabled. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. All these 6 stocks are supporting LTF, ITF and HTF confluence. That means 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone, both together again part of the weekly supply zone. If the weekly trend is down and having a weekly EMA confluence, it is a high probability setup. Let's verify how many stocks downtrend is there. 1, 2 stocks are there. Remaining sideways, you can ignore them. The 2nd and 6th, out of these 2, if any of the stocks are having a EMA confluence, it's a high probability setup. So for that, in the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence filter I enabled. Let's verify. 4 stocks, in that any downtrend stocks, only first one. So Hero Motors is a high probability setup, even more high probability setup, because the trend is weekly trend is downtrend, and also the stock is having weekly EMA confluence. Remaining all on HTF time frame, the trend is sideways. Sideways trend, EMA confluence does not give any additional advantage. That is what I explained in our training videos. Okay. So next, let us look for bullish trade setup for daily income trade. For daily income trade, entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone in bullish or bearish trade setup. At entry time frame 15 minutes, I am selecting bullish. And this 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 12. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. Currently these two stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for bullish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. So these are the 15 minute zones. Okay, now let's verify any of these stocks are having ITF confluence. ITF is 75 minutes. So in the demand zone confluence, the 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence filter I enabled. Let's verify. Oh, both the stocks are having ITF confluence. So they are part of the 75 minutes demand zone. And if any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability. Because 15 minutes demand zone is part of the 75 minutes demand zone. If the 75 minutes demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the 75 minutes demand zone, because 15 minutes demand zone is part of 75 minutes demand zone. And if the 75 minutes demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. So none of the stocks are having EMA confluence, no issues. So let's go back. Let's verify LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Earlier only LTF and ITF we got two stocks. Let's check any of those two stocks are having even HTF confluence. In the demand zone confluence, already 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone is already enabled. Two more filters, 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence, 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. All the three filters are enabled, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. So currently no stocks are having LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means none of those zones are part of daily zones. Okay, fine. Next, let's look for bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone should be supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. And this 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, the minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement is violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. With all the three filters are applied to 15 minute supply zone. Let's verify. We got 14 stocks. Currently 14 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. So let's verify any of these stocks are having ITF confluence. Any of these supply zones are having ITF confluence. Let's verify. So in the supply zone confluence, 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence filter I enabled. With this, let's verify. We got 14 stocks again. So that means all these 14 stocks are having ITF confluence. That means 15 minute supply zones are part of the 75 minute supply zone. If any of these supply zones are having EMA confluence, that is daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup, because 15 minutes zones are part of 75. If the 75 minutes supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, the supply zone, 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA confluence, we got 4 stocks. So these 4 stocks are high probability setups, because these 75 minutes demand zones are part of these 15 minutes demand zones are part of 75 minutes demand zone, and those 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. Okay, next let us verify LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Earlier we got 14 stocks without this EMA filter. Let me remove EMA. We got 14, right? Let me check. Yes, we got 14. These 14, how many are supporting even HTF confluence? That is LTF, ITF, HTF, supply zone confluence. Already one filter is enabled, 15-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone is already enabled. So next two more filters, 15-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence, 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the three filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got two stocks. One is indices, we can ignore, and the second one, Britannia, is sideways in HTF trend. So I am not looking for EMA confluence. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for hourly, this is the bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next is about hourly income trade, bullish trade setup, hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes, I am selecting bullish. The 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. And zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. All the three filters are applied to 5 minutes demand zone. We got 4 stocks. So these 4 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade, that is entry time frame 5 minutes. Within these 4, any high probability setup supported stocks we need to verify. So let us check LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. So let's verify. Out of 4, 2 stocks are having a ITF confluence. That means these 5 minutes demand zones are part of the 15 minutes demand zones. Okay, now let's verify. These demand zones, 15 minutes demand zones, are having any daily EMA confluence. It's not easy, but let's verify. Luckily, if we get anything, it's even more high probability. In the 15 minutes time frame, the 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So none of the stocks are available, EMA confluence, no issues. Next, let's look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. I'm removing EMA filter. LTF, ITF, HTF, that means 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence with all the three together. So already 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence filter is enabled. Now I am enabling 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes, 75 minutes demand zone confluence, and also 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence with all the three filters. Let's verify. We got only one stock. And the HTF trend is sideways, no need to check for EMA confluence. Okay. Next, let's look for bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. The 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value I am setting 0. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. And all the three filters are applied to 5 minute supply zone. So 9 stocks are filtered. These 9 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes. Out of these 9 high probability setup supported stocks, we need to filter. So first let us verify LTF and ITF combination. That means 5 minute supply zone should be part of the 15 minute supply zone. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone. So with this filter, let's verify. We got 8 stocks. All these 8 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, and also the entry time frame 5 minute supply zones are part of the 15 minute supply zone. And 15 minutes trend is downtrend. If any of these stocks are having ITF EMA Confluence. That means 15 minutes EMA daily, 15 minutes supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. Because the last EMA Confluence is daily. So in the EMA Confluence, the 15 minutes supply zone should have daily EMA Confluence. That is the filter I enabled. 15 minutes supply zone with daily EMA Confluence filter. Let's verify. We got two stocks. So these two 15 minutes, 15 minutes supply zones are part of the supply zones are having a daily EMA Confluence. But the entry zones are 5-minute zones. But these 5-minute zones are part of the 15-minute zones. The one you are seeing on the screen are 5-minute zones. But these 5-minute zones are part of the 15-minute zones. And those 15-minute zones are having a daily EMA Confluence. That's why it is a high probability setup. Okay, next let us verify LTF, ITF, HTF Confluence. Removing EMA filter. That is the 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. Already 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence filter is enabled. And two more filters, 5 minutes supply zone with 75 minutes supply zone confluence, 15 minutes supply zone with 75 minutes supply zone confluence, filters are enabled. Now let's verify. We got 4 stocks. So these 4 stocks are currently supporting LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. That means 5-minute zones are part of the 15-minute zone, both together again part of the 75-minute supply zones. And here third and fourth are having downtrend. First one is anyway indices. You can ignore the second one, and remaining stocks are having any daily EMA confluence for the 75-minute zones, because HTF zone is a 75-minute zone. So let's verify. There are even more high probability if anything is filter. So in the 75 minutes zone, 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA confluence, because 5-minute zone and 15-minute zone together part of the 75-minute zone. That's why 75-minute zone is having daily EMA confluence. One stock is filtered, but unfortunately this is sideways. Sideways EMA confluence does not give any additional advantage. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. With this, we have completed all the income trades. And in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. All these are the stop buffers. So first 17 in this list are indices. That includes all sectorial indices. Remaining all are equity stocks listed in F&O segment. So I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want, please pause the video and refer that stock. So this is the end of the report. I hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.